I wish I could stop that guy. I wish that guy died, but the shit talkers get all the money. The shit talkers get all.
Mike Tyson just did something that has completely rocked Jake Paul's world. Jake's been floating around like he's untouchable, basking in his own fantasy of invincibility. But Tyson, with his legendary boxing instincts, saw right through Jake's overinflated ego and figured out what was really going on. And let me tell you, it's gross. Jake had this ridiculous plan to cheat, throwing all his money into it, thinking it would somehow make him unbeatable. But Tyson, with 40 years of experience landing knockout punches, just delivered a blow that's going to haunt Jake and his future generations. Seriously, his grandkids are going to be ashamed of the day Jake thought he could outsmart the baddest man on the planet. People want to see me fail for literally nothing. They're suing me for something I didn't do, Jake Paul cried out after getting exposed. Honestly, for a split second, I almost felt bad for him. Those tears made him look so innocent, like a lost puppy who didn't know any better. But then reality kicked in. Yeah, I've got a brain, and it's telling me loud and clear that Jake's crocodile tears aren't fooling anyone. The evidence is stacked against him, and let's be real, the guy's a master manipulator. We've all seen it. 4 years of Jake in the boxing scene, and from day one, he's been that cocky kid who doesn't know the meaning of respecting his elders. You heard it right, Jake Paul is actually fighting Mike Tyson. Isn't it too much? Out of 11 fights, Jake has managed to snag 10 wins, with 7 of those being TKOs. On paper, it looks like Jake's on his way to becoming the next big thing in boxing, a powerhouse in the ring, crushing his opponents left and right. But hold up scratch beneath the surface, and things start to get sketchy. People aren't just clapping for those wins, they're raising eyebrows, asking the real question. Are these victories actually legit? I mean, come on, 7 TKOs in a row? That's almost too good to be true. It's got the boxing world wondering if Jake's wins are more about what's happening outside the ring than inside it. And then there's the whole drama with his recent fight against Mike Perry. As soon as the match ended, rumors started flying around bribery, corruption, you name it. Did Jake really grease some palms to make sure those TKO victories kept piling up? Interestingly, Jake was a bit overweight at that time, just as Perry mentioned, 185 pounds. I'm near perfect here, perfect platinum at 185. So Darren Till, he ain't going to answer that call, 'cause he had time off too. Jake Paul, 230 pounds. Do I need to put some weight on and go fight somebody? You know who? I'll fight anybody. Bare knuckle, they won't come do it with me. So what do I got to do? A star is born. I'm in Hollywood right now, bro. Put me in the movies. Don't nobody want to smoke. It sounds like something out of a cheesy sports movie, but when you're talking about the world of boxing, where money and fame are king, anything's possible. Just the fact that the rumors exist is enough to throw a big, ugly shadow over Jake's so-called winning streak. Winning fair and square is one thing, but when there's talk of shady deals and rigged fights, it's a whole different ballgame. Now, let's talk about what a TKO actually means. A TKO, or technical knockout, is when the referee steps in and decides a fighter can't safely continue. Maybe the fighter isn't defending themselves, or they've taken too much damage. Tyson's made it no secret how much he despises those kinds of wins. In an interview on August 12, 2024, Tyson pretty much called it out for what it is, saying that TKO wins are a cop-out, a way to avoid the real test of a fighter's mettle. To Tyson, a TKO is like winning by default. It's the ref stepping in before things get really interesting, before the real fight has even had a chance to play out. When it comes to Jake, with 7 out of his 10 wins being TKOs, Tyson's not buying it. He sees it as a sign of weakness, not strength. A real victory in Tyson's book is when your opponent is laid out on the canvas, no questions asked. Anything less is just a shortcut, which brings us to Tyson's latest power move, pushing for only victories in his fight with Jake Paul. On August 22, 2024, during a press conference at the MGM Grand in Vegas, Tyson laid down the law. This fight is going to be decided by knockout. No TKO nonsense allowed. And this, my friends, is a game changer for Jake. A KO means you've got to hit hard enough to put your opponent down for good, no ifs, ands, or buts. By stripping away the safety net of a TKO, Tyson's forcing Jake to prove he's got what it takes to actually knock someone out, not just rely on the ref to bail him out. This is no longer just a fight, it's a challenge to see who's really got the chops to stand tall in the ring. As Tyson said, the trash talkers get all the money, the trash talkers get all the attention, the trash talkers get everything. We get a bad rap, but we get everything else. Let's be real, this new rule has Jake sweating bullets. He was riding high, talking big like he was untouchable, but now reality just slapped him in the face. Word on the street is that his camp is in full-on panic mode. I mean, think about it, Jake's built his entire boxing career on those TKO wins, where the ref steps in just in time to save the day. But now, with the KO-only rule, Jake's facing a whole new level of pressure. This isn't about landing a lucky punch or two, this is about delivering a knockout blow, something that requires raw power, precision, and a whole lot of guts. But Tyson didn't stop there. Oh no, he's also thrown another wrench into Jake's plans with a second rule random drug testing. On August 26, 2024, Tyson announced that Jake would be subjected to completely random drug tests 1 week before the fight. And let's be real for Jake, this is nothing short of a nightmare. Dana White was the one grabbing Tyson's attention at this point by saying, "I believe that you're a cheater, and I believe that you use steroids, so I want to randomly steroid test you." Jake's been scrutinized for his physique and stamina for months, with people whispering that he might not be as natural as he claims. Now, with the threat of a random test looming, Jake's got nowhere to hide. There's no way to cheat the system, no way to prep for a test that could come at any moment. The uncertainty alone is enough to shake him to his core. And here's how he responded. "Might be taken, I don't know. No, I'm just messing with you. This stuff looks like a hot pocket, bro." Jake's trying to play it off, but Tyson's concerns about Jake's physical condition aren't just for show. Lately, Jake's body has been looking a little less like the chiseled figure we're used to seeing, and more like he's been slacking off in the gym. He's been found more at parties, hanging on the hands of his guards. His stamina has been questioned, and fans are starting to notice that he's not quite the machine he once was. Be in good shape because your health depends on it. "Hey, you're the one that wanted 8 2-minute rounds," Tyson said. Tyson's not just throwing shade, he's throwing down the gauntlet. He's basically telling Jake that if he doesn't get his act together, he's going to get flattened. Then there's the other side of the coin. Jake Paul, once the golden boy with a promising future in boxing, is now looking a bit, well, let's just say a bit soft around the edges. His once impressive physique? Yeah, it's seen better days, and people are starting to notice. This isn't just some tabloid gossip, it's plain as day. Back on April 10th, 2024, during a training session in Miami, Jake was caught on camera looking noticeably heavier, like he'd been spending more time at the buffet than in the gym. Those chiseled muscles he used to flaunt, they're starting to look more like marshmallows, and that's not exactly the image of a top-tier athlete. I don't know if he's in his prime. He's fat. He should be lean.